The narcissist is a figment of their own imagination, and what they need from you is a cosigner to co-sign this kind of Looney Tunes cartoon character concoction that they have created. And so you become a kind of a disciple to their God complex, their false self that they have created. What they are is they have, their mask of goodness that they present to you, the fictional cartoon character, but what they are underneath is an extremely wicked demon. So once you see through the mask, they know it's only a matter of time before you're going to leave. So they need to find other disciples to hold up this God complex, which is why they constantly need people to hold up this facade and this ego and this false self, because when there are no people around to hold this up, they then have to face themselves, which they don't want to do, which is why they go almost into a frenetic, frenzied state when there is no supply around, because they don't want to face themselves. And if no one is around to kind of hold up this God complex, the whole thing falls apart, and they're faced with the reality that they just might not be as godly as they think they are. So it's imperative that they have to constantly have people around. They cannot survive without other people around. The rest of us can, be single for years, have no one around, not really care. Not the narcissist. They cannot be alone. They have to have other people, because they don't want to, if they have too much free time to themselves, they have time to process and mull over what is going on. They don't want to have a whole lot of free time with no one around, because they might actually have to consider that this false self is a fabrication. It doesn't exist. It's fake. It's fraudulent. So they don't want to have to face that. So they'd rather they want to have people constantly around, because these people hold up. It's like a support, like the foundation of a house. These other supply sources hold up their house. They're the foundation holding this fabricated self up. So when that disappears, the narcissist is left to their own devices, and they have to actually kind of, they're faced with themselves. They're faced with their real self and their fraudulent self, and they almost have, I would say, cognitive dissonance themselves, because they have to process. They have two conflicting things going on at all times. They have two conflicting ideas that they need to somehow put together and make sense of, and so they don't want to have to face that kind of dissonance. So in order to avoid these two conflicting ideas, it's literally absolutely necessary that they have the supply there as a distraction and to hold this false self up. Otherwise, they're forced to possibly process that they're not even real. They're a complete fictitious fabrication, and they don't even really exist.